Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the show Ripples, where we take a look at the ripple effects game developers cause with update patches and implementing new content and how that leaves the players feeling. To start out with, we are doing a bit of a background questions and answers with our superstar hosts. What is a superstar host? They are streamers of video games that will be interviewing other streamers they encounter in the games they play together online. Together as a network, we will find out how the ripples spread out across the community and how that makes gamers around the planet feel. Today's superstar host interview is with Wavy Baby Gaming. Thanks for being on the show. How are you doing?
Let's go. We're going to answer a couple questions, ladies and gentlemen. So I just need a couple minutes to get that out the way. Everything's recording. We're good, Jimbo. So you can edit it however you want. And we got some No Man's Sky in the background. Why not? Okay, so today's superstar host interview is with Wavy Baby Gaming. Thanks for being on the show. How are you? I'm doing fine, Jimbo. How about yourself? I'm from New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey, and I live overseas now. I actually moved overseas in 2007 or 8, around that time. And I was living in Paris, had a business there for a little bit. And then I ended up moving to Bucharest, Romania, which is where I reside now. Number 2, who is Wavy Baby Gaming? What did you do besides streaming? Besides streaming, originally when I moved out of the country, it was for music. I was in the music industry. I used to work with Universal Records. I worked as a producer and a manager. And that's about it. I also dibble-dabbled a little bit in the culinary arts. Coming from that, I come from a culinary family. They had a catering business and stuff when I was a kid. But I mean, it's nothing that I ever took up professionally, although I love it. You can't get me out the kitchen, that's for sure. That's it's more of a passion. But the music world is where I come from. Totally, the polar opposite from gaming, and gaming sort of like fell on my lap. Now I kind of fell into gaming just because of my new friends, actually. They were all playing video games. I had no interest in video games whatsoever, and they got me playing a bunch of games, and that's how I got to gaming. But originally I'm from the music industry. Originally got to streaming on Twitch. It's actually a funny story. I just randomly decided it, but I had no idea really how you were supposed to act and behave, and that was 3 years ago. So originally I came on Twitch, and I had zero filter. I'm a Jersey guy, loudmouth, this and that, and within 2 months I was banned. So that was my streaming career. I was perma-banned. I was cursing people out, trolls and stuff like that. Didn't really know how to handle it. It was just terrible. After that happened, I got offered to go to a competing website called Hitbox. Hitbox.tv was huge in Europe. It no longer exists, unfortunately. It was a great platform. They got bought out, and then anyway, it didn't end well over there. But I ended up staying on Hitbox for 2 years. I was partnered over there. I was a front page act. It was great. We had a lot of people on the channel, but it was a good learning experience. And then when the ship kind of sank over there, I was like, well, it's time for us to relocate. And by that time I had, 2 years streaming under my belt. I was like, well, even though we're starting over and we've been here for 10 months now on this new channel, it was a lot easier and a lot smoother than my first time trying to stream, which was just zero chill, completely. I would jump out the window over anything. So yeah, that's how I got into streaming, just randomly trying it, and then through trial and error, getting to where I'm at right now. Good background experience. Yeah, I mean, it's unrelated, but Oh, you mean because of Hitbox? Yeah, because of Hitbox, I got to practice a lot, let's say, and know how to format an actual show and channel that people could watch. Okay, question number 4: do you have other social media presence? Plug yours. Well, yeah, I mean, this is the one thing I need to work on. Is my presence on social media. I need to do some marketing campaigns and really reach out. I noticed that all the big successful channels, they're huge on social media, but I'm everywhere. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, Wavy Baby Gaming everywhere. You'll see the official logo, and you know it's me. And you could also look below. When you're on twitch.tv/Wavy Baby Gaming, you scroll below and you have images that you could click on. Or having my own site, yeah, in case. Okay. Gaming systems do you have? Well, I'm a PC player mostly, but I'm also an Xbox 360 now, okay? I don't have the Xbox One. I didn't buy into it, considering the fact that there weren't that many exclusive. So I would say PC, then PS4, and then my beloved Xbox 360 that has so many nostalgic games that you could only get on it, i.e. the original Red Dead Redemption. You know, like, this is a must-own, which I hope they bring it, you know, multi-platform eventually. We'll see about that. But yeah, that would be my my scale right there. PC, PS4, and my 360. I got a big collection of 360 and I'm holding on to it. I think it's more than nostalgia than anything, but I'm hanging on to my 360. Nintendo Switch downstairs for Zelda. I forgot about that. You can edit that in. I completely forgot. I do have a Nintendo Switch, but that's more for me and my daughter. We play Mario Kart. Like, I don't even consider that. It's not in my list, but I got a Switch. The systems and hardware that I'd like to get next is definitely an Oculus Rift for my PC and a PSVR for my PS4. These are the two things. I didn't subscribe into the whole buying the first generation of them, which I know I made a right choice, but now they're second, third gen of the Oculus Rift as well as the PSVR. So now it's starting to get a lot more interesting. And I think that this Christmas, PSVR is going to be the first one because it's cheaper. And then whenever I get the money to get an Oculus Rift, that's definitely on the list. Showing the love in chat. Absolutely, man. Question number 7. What type of games do you like to play the most? Okay. This is something I'm still discovering because remember, guys, I've been gaming for about 5-6 years. Originally, when I got into gaming, I was strictly survival. It was DayZ when I got into gaming. I would see people. I don't know why that game blew my mind when I first got into gaming, but DayZ was like incredible. I spent too much time in DayZ, and then I kind of migrated to other kinds of survival games like Ark and 7 Days to Die. So I was like strictly survival. Then I, got a little taste of action RPG. So I got big into The Witcher 3, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, of course Skyrim, and this is going to be controversial, but my favorite is Oblivion out of the Elder Scrolls series. So I got big into that, but I'm very specific. I tried other ones that I really didn't like the Dragon Age Inquisition. I couldn't get into it. I tried other types like that, but specifically those games that I mentioned, the action RPG was my shit. Like, this is what I was into, and survival kind of took a back seat for a while. And then I got into, the thing is that it's like a rabbit hole. When you become a gamer and you didn't grow up as a gamer, you start trying new things and then you discover new things that you like. For example, after I got through that action RPG phase, I got big into shooters like Rainbow Six Siege. But then I realized I sucked at shooters, besides Rainbow Six Siege, which is more, it's like chess with guns. It's more strategic and slow-paced. Fast-paced ones, I tried and I was just, I was terrible at it. Wow. Okay. this is gonna be hard off the top. I would have to see a list. There's just so many. I'm the one. Okay, I'm the weirdo that's waiting for the new Elder Scrolls. Okay, they kind of teased it. I'm waiting for that. That's the thing that's number one on my list. I want that. Cyberpunk 2077 seems interesting, but they got a they got a lot. Like really, they got some big shoes to fill to match Witcher 3 over there. But yeah, I'm waiting for the new Elder Scrolls. That's what I'm waiting for. Nine. What other streamers do you like to watch? Dylon. No, let me stop playing. Any streamer from Zero G. Shepherd SG1, Dox Flare, Soul the Pupper. Who else do we got? Angry Nerd, Telepath. Who else didn't I name from from the team? Anybody from Zero G, our streamer community. Sometimes you'll catch me looking at Shroud because he's incredible to watch, and because he does what I can't do. But besides that, I really don't really. I'm not big into watching streams because I spend my time streaming. Could you imagine if I would stream all these hours every day and then on my off time, I'm watching streamers? Like it would just be chaos. I think it goes back to one of the earlier questions. I got to get my social media game up and solidify myself. I would like to remain a variety streamer and play whatever game I want. I see a lot of streamers get trapped into one game, and that is it's disheartening for me because I want to be able to play games on release. I also love these big AAA titles when they release a new Tomb Raider or they release this and that. Like I really like to tap into those veins, but I understand that variety streaming as well is only based on personality, and then it's a popularity contest. So I know what I'm fighting with, and I know it's not the simplest format and the simplest way of building up your channel, because most people, they'll stick to one game and they'll build up that community within that game, and they'll be on more stable ground than a variety streamer. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and if I don't enjoy what I'm doing, then there's no point in me doing it to begin with. What do you mean follow up on that? You got a two-part question? Oh, okay. Okay. A variety stream will be able to carry friends from game to game more and hold a more diverse group. Well, yeah. Well, this is the way that it works. A variety streamer has to create a different type of bond. When you're playing one game, you're basically bringing that community. They're here for the game first, and they're watching you play that game. But they're here for the game. On the variety streamer, they'll come for you and your personality or whatever brings them here besides the game, because it kind of becomes like a backdrop or a discovery for them, where you're like, well, I like his choices in games, and I like the type of games that he dives into, or I like the way that he approaches games. So they're not looking at you the same way, and I'd rather have that because it's going to complement what I want to do for my channel. First of all, streaming, guide streaming, story streaming, a lot of niches exist in variety streamers, and you have to develop a method that works for your viewers. Absolutely, Gaze. Absolutely. Thanks for being a superstar host and participating in the show, Ripples. Thank you very much, Jimbo. It's a pleasure, man. I can't wait to see when you put it together. I can't wait to see Sin Cakes and Sparkplug and all these homies. And I forgot to mention them, by the way. Who do I watch? Yes, I watch Sparkplug. You could edit that in, too. Boom, ready? I do watch Sparkplug and Sin Cakes when I should be sleeping because I'm going to be tired the next day, but these guys are amazing. And even though that they're not part of the Zero G stream team, they are brothers and homies, and I love them to death. Shout out to Sparkplug and Sin Cakes. Love them to death. We're doing 3 pilot shows, 1 interview star host, 2 Ripples reviews Crossout, Ripples reviews World of Warships. From there, we evaluate and decide how to move forward as a group for the show Ripples. All right, that's great, man. I can't wait to see what happens as you develop it, man. It's going to be great. Anyway, thank you guys for for your patience. If for anybody that's new, then I guess you guys got to see some questions about me. Now, we'll do cross-out interview when I'm playing cross-out next. Definitely, as we're in game messing around, and we'll do that in cross-out.
Thanks everyone for joining us, making comments, hitting that like button, and sharing through your social media. I am the show producer, Jimbo Jitsu, and I wish you all peace, love, and prosperity this and every day of your lives. Bye, Diego. See you later, Mateo.